when I was in school, I was friends with this guy, this delinquent. We were kind of different. We had different backgrounds. He was quite streetwise. He used to like come to school. He used to like turn up in secondary school with cars and stuff. We were like 14. He'd turn up in a car, and there was days he would turn up with like sandwiches that was different. Like he used to have like back then like the bun and cheese, the spice bun with the cheese and butter and all those things. When we were young, no one knew what those things were. Hard dough bread, all those things. Was a different kind of guy. But he used to have this saying. He said, "There's always a better man than the next man." And even though I understood what he meant back then, as you get older, it makes more sense, because it's kind of saying, talking about the ego. So if you think someone you're bigger or better than someone, then someone would be bigger and better than you. So it's like you're always chasing your tail. You're never accepting of what you are, where you are. So I haven't posted. I could literally post every day on here 2-3 videos of things that happen in my life, or stuff that I go through. But sometimes I always feel like, is it warrant a video? Like, if it helps someone, then yeah. If it's just a story, it's just a story that I've kind of repeating the same story over and over again. But sometimes it's good for me as well to remind myself of like how to like not get drawn into these confrontations with these people, these folk. So I was again in the gym, and I'm working out, and there's this guy working out opposite me. Black guy, a little bit smaller than me in frame. He's there with like very attractive young lady. They're both working out together. I'm not minding my own business. We're both working out. I'm far away. And at one point, I've just finished doing a set. Me and this guy, our eyes just came together. Like sometimes that happens. So we're both looking at each other, and as he's looking at me, I'm looking at him back. Like I'm not even looking at him. Well, I wasn't looking at him initially. I was just looking in his direction. But now I'm actually engaging with him. Okay. Now, we shouldn't really engage with people. It's a transfer of energy and not worth it. But in this occasion, I just finished my set. I was in the moment quite pumped. So we were looking, and he kind of gave me this like really like strong stare. And you know, with these people, they always want to get a reaction out of us, like to an emotion of like fear, like you're scared or whatever. But so I just gave him a blank stare. There wasn't no fear in me. So as he stared at me, he gets really aggressive. So I say to him, "What, do you want to fight me?" Like I didn't say it aggressively. I said it very calmly. "Do you want to fight me?" So as I say that, he walks over and he comes to me, and he starts posturing as he walks over, like, and he says to the girl, "No, it's no problem, whatever." He comes over to me, and we start talking. I say to him, I can't remember what he said to me. I think he might have asked me, is there a problem? And I said to him something like, "No, there's no problem." But I said something along the lines of, "I don't want any confrontation with you. I don't want to fight with you. But if you want to get into it, we can go and get into it. I'm not going to call the police on you. Like, I can take a win or a loss. It makes no difference to me." I told him that straight up. But he's like, "Oh, but you got no problem." And I said, "No, I got no problem." And then I started to kind of politic with him, and I started saying to him why, when you have people that look like us, sometimes we end up, we're the only people there, we end up having these kind of things where he takes it as a challenge. I told him I'm older than him. I told him that I look older than him. I am older than him. I said, "Look, I'm a lot older than you. Like, when you get into eye contact, is it the first thing you think is, you know, to challenge the person's trying to challenge you, blah blah blah." And it wasn't anything even intentional. I don't know him. He doesn't owe me anything. I don't owe him anything, and there's nothing to prove. But where that phrase says, "There's always a better man than the next man," comes into this, is like, say for instance, we had a altercation, and I hurt him. I hurt him, for instance, or let's say the other way, he hurt me. So you know, I've hurt my hand where he's hit me, whatever, and I get hurt. Then my brother goes and finds him, hurts him. And then his brother comes and finds my brother, hurts my brother. Then my older brother comes and finds his brother, hurts his brother. And then his cousin comes and hurts my older brother. Then my cousin comes and hurts his cousin. Then his uncle comes and hurts my cousin. Then my uncle comes and hurts his uncle. And it's a continuous cycle of people going back and forward, and nothing happens. And it's all because he couldn't control his or we or whoever, whose fault don't matter. He couldn't control someone looking at someone, or impulse, or because he walked over and said what he said, or he tried to make me scared and I wasn't scared, or maybe when we were fighting I went too much over the top because I was scared or whatever. But in the end, nobody wins if like 5 or 6 people get hurt, someone goes to jail, maybe someone loses their life over just someone looking at someone, which is just an egoic stare. But why it's it relates to that, because again, you know, he's tried a lot of these folk, they want to invoke emotions out of us like fear and skip, but like a lot of time we want to avoid looking at them or taking things too serious. But we have to remember that we can look at them if we want to, but not show. That's actually, it was like, I think Eva, like he was expecting me to get nervous and scared, and because I never did it, he took it up a notch by walking over from where he was. And even when I kind of did the conversation with him where I turned a negative into just like a conversation with him, and I was like trying to, like, you know, rise above that situation. When he walked away from me, in his mind, I could see by his body language that he was like, yeah, I got one over him, or he don't want it. And he went back to the girl he was with, and was like feeling happy or whatever. And I was just like, So I just said to him, have a good workout. I finished my workout and I left. So it's like, yeah, so we shouldn't give up our emotion. People trying to devalue us, we should have clear boundaries. Another way I could have dealt with that, I could have just like ignored him. Like he could have walked over to me, I could just completely ignored him, listen to my music, don't even get into it. I could have just said to him, no, I weren't looking at you, man, and just like stop. Yeah, there's no explaining and like telling him like, you know, I've got no, like, let's go out, we can go out and fight if you want. I don't, but I wanted to make it clear to him that I didn't want to fight him, like, because there's nothing to prove in that scenario. And like I said, I hurt him, then his brother comes and hurts me, then my brother comes and hurts his brother. It just goes round in like a vicious cycle for what? It's literally not worth it. But I think, yeah, we have to get into the practice of like trying to change things that are negative into positive. Like, we don't really want to match people. I was saying that in some other videos, but I'm getting to the point like now it's like we have to literally avoid like changing our vibe. Like if we're happy, we're just chilling, training, like just be like just ignore, like next like comes up, just ignore them, like, you know, don't get into it. If they're looking at you, staring at you, look away. There's probably more chance that, you know, we'll probably hurt people because, you know, we get into that, like that's like what we like to do, like train and all that sort of stuff, all that good stuff. But unless it's like very, very necessary, like you have to defend like your honor, like something's happening or you're preventing something to happen. Like if it's just over like someone looking at you or, you know, touch it, like it's literally not worth it. Like peace is the best, you know, keeping your peace, not matching their insecurity, because that's literally what it is. A lot of this anger they have is like, it's based on like fear, and they want to like blame shift, shame dump, you know, onto us, like shift the way they feel about themselves, like they're low, like this hole that they feel about it. So they want to just like shift it onto us. But nah, man. But yeah, again, just stay on your healing journey. I'm staying on my healing journey. January, cold, it's a long month, you know, long month till we get paid, all that sort of stuff. Just keep going. Try and stay out of these egoic stare matches with these low-level cretins. If you do get into a stare off with someone, just don't don't say anything. Like, I actually said something on that occasion. Don't say anything. Don't show them anything with your eyes. Just keep it real plain. Like, give them no supply. And yeah, that's the main message, really. Just don't get into it. I can get into so many stories in my life of dealing with these characters. Even with work, there's a guy that I just started working with, and when I started working with him last week, there's a piece that we use, like it's called a sling, that we have to attach to our harness and onto a ladder. And when we were working together, I could have sworn when we'd finished that the one that was attached to the ladder I was using was the one that I was given. And he made, like, you know, a real, like, effort to convince me that it wasn't mine, it was his. And then the next day I turned up, he was like, oh, I found your one on the floor in my van. And I didn't go into his van, so obviously there was either he wanted to swap them, or like that was my, I don't know. But there's always this kind of like one-upping, this kind of like trying to rank, trying to put us down. You know, like he took that part was the one that was given to me to use. And I was looking for it everywhere and I couldn't find it. But I luckily in the tools I was given, there was a spare one anyway. So I did actually have another one. And it's something so inexpensive. And these people, man, they want to just like take us away from like peace, like being present, knock us off our square. They really want to like make us feel bad for no reason. Like we're literally just we're living our life, just trying to be ourselves. They want to just punish us or make us feel bad. It's weird, man. Like, it's mad, yeah? Super mad. But it is what it is. And we'll speak more on the next video. Take it easy.